Welcome to the We Guard Cleveland podcast with me, your host, Casey Howard. In this video, we're going to go over everything that's been going on lately. Since I've not been posting lately, I've just been really busy, so I'm sorry about that. So let's just go through this quickly before we get into the video. So Shane Bieber has been on the 15-day IL. He was placed there a few days ago. However, he will not need elbow surgery because that is shoulder surgery, my bad. Because it's just some inflammation in the shoulder. In 2 weeks, they're probably going to put a timetable out for him, but they have not released that yet. The rotation until he comes back will be Aaron Civale, Tanner Bybee, Gavin Williams, Xavier Curry, and Logan Allen. Xavier Curry is starting on the mound tonight, and Logan Allen will start on the mound tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Right now, we are 2.5 games back in the division since we got swept by the Rangers and the Twins swept the team they faced. So, we're going to need to really do good against the Pirates since the Twins are playing the Mariners. That helps us because they're a good team, but we still have to beat the Pirates. And our bullpen cannot pitch like they did versus the Rangers because they were really awful then. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the video. So this video is going to be a Q&A. Questions I found on the web from subscribers who I've just run into lately. And stuff like that. And I also have a few questions for you guys. Depending, I think we might have a part 1 and a part 2 of this. But I'm not sure yet. So the first question is, why aren't the Guardians loyal to their players? At first, when I heard this question, I was not sure exactly what they meant. But they mean is when they send people down to AAA, and such as James Karinchak, Oscar Gonzalez, who were really good a couple years ago, and now they are starting to struggle. So I think that you can't be too loyal in baseball. So if you want to win, and I think the Guardians, Chris Antonetti, Terry Francona are doing the best thing to win. And I think if you're not doing good, you should get on a AAA. That's how it is. I don't think you can't be too loyal in baseball. What role in the bullpen should the Guardians have Eli Morgan in? I think he should be like a middle relief pitcher. I think they should use him in the 5th or 6th inning if we have the lead then, or in a tie game at any time. He's really good at putting up zeros. His only weakness is his strikeouts. That's why he's not a setup man or a closer. But overall, he still is really good. He's developed a really nice slider this year. This is my question for you guys. Should I do longer podcasts, or do you even want me to do podcasts at all? Do you want 10 to 15 minute podcasts, 15 to 30 minute podcasts, 30 minutes to an hour podcasts, or do you not want me to do longer podcasts? That's just a question for you guys. If I run into any of my subscribers or viewers, if you guys can contact me in any way, that's a question I have for you guys. This is a question now from a subscriber who asked me this. Is there any way you can do YouTube Shorts daily? And here's why I have not been doing YouTube Shorts daily is because I want to do them for updates. I can also do more of funny meme stuff on YouTube Shorts with Guardians players, but I have to figure out if you guys would want that or not. I know this person did, but I will consider doing shorts more often, and I'm going to be thinking about that. Why don't you add music in the background of your videos? This is from another subscriber. Just because I don't want to deal with copyright claims. I tried for a few, but they copyright claimed and stuff. So, I just don't want to deal with that, and it doesn't let you post it sometimes. And I just want to have fun on this channel. I don't want to worry about that stuff. How bad does Shane Bieber's injury cause the Guardians? I would say because he hasn't been pitching good lately anyways, that it's not hurting them too much right now. It would help if he's back, but I don't think it's the biggest loss in the world or anything. So, it hurts them, but it doesn't end their playoff hopes. So the next question is, do you think Will Brennan is the long-term option in right field? Yes, I do. Will Brennan is great. He's been doing great. He's really clutch. He hits very well in the clutch, and I like that. And I think that's a very good thing. So, yeah, I do think he's the long term in right field. Next is question number 8. If the Guardians get to the playoffs, how will they be able to compete? Well, we need Bieber, McKenzie, and Quantrill back by the playoffs if we make it. And that's the only way we can compete in the playoffs is if those 3 guys come back. It's going to be tough. Our offense has to hit. They've got to do better than they've been doing lately. So I would say even if we can get to the playoffs, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to be healthy by then. But let's get to the playoffs first before we talk about how we will succeed in the playoffs. Because who knows, we might not even be in the playoffs. Do you think that Jose Ramirez is the best third baseman in MLB? This question was asked to me, and yes, definitely. He's better than Josh Jung. I don't care what any Rangers fan says. He's just amazing. He's better than Rafael Devers. Jose is clutch, and he's a great defensive player. Jose is just amazing, so I don't even think this should be a question. Question number 10. If you go to a Guardians game, where's the best place to sit? So, this is a question this is my opinion, but I would say it really depends on the person. If you want my personal opinion, I would say I like to be behind home plate. Even if that has to mean I'm up higher than I'd like, because I like to get that view from right behind home plate because you can see the whole field very well, better than a side seat. I'd rather have a high seat behind home plate than a low seat on the side, but that's just one of my things I like. Next is, do you think Emmanuel Clase is overrated or underrated? So, a lot of people think that Emmanuel Clase is in top 2 or 3 closers in the MLB. So I think they're saying, is that overrated or underrated for him? And I'm going to say so far this year that has been a little bit overrated. People have really hyped up Clase, and he really has not lived up to it this year. Last year, he had 5 blown saves. This year, he's already at 7. So I would say he did really good last year, but so far this year, he has not lived up to that hype. And he still has the most saves in the league. He's still doing really good. But it's just because of all those blown saves. I mean, I would say he might be top 5 or top 10, but he's not top 3 anymore. Next is, are you using any other social medias besides YouTube to put out your content? This is from a subscriber, and not at this point in time. In the future, I'm willing to look into that, but not for right now. Next is, how would you describe the Guardians fan base? Do you think it's the best first fan base in sports? So this question I didn't really understand when someone asked me it, but when I talked to them, I actually think Guardians fans are really good overall. When I go to a game, there's really nice people there, and I think the whole Guardians community is very good. So, yeah. Next question is, could the Guardians get something if they traded Eli Morgan? So I don't want them to trade Eli Morgan, but I think they could get what they could get for Eli Morgan could be a decent amount. If you remember when we traded for Myles Straw, we had to give up Phil Maton, who at the time was a lot like Eli Morgan, except he was worse. So I think we could get a decent player from a team that's trying to trade away their top players for Eli Morgan. So, yes, I do think we could get something for Eli Morgan if we traded him. However, I do not want them to trade him. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a career do you think Bo Naylor will have? So, this is a tough question. So, I'm not going to say a number and one number. I'm going to give him a ceiling and a 4 based on his skills overall. I'm gonna say ceiling. I'm gonna give him an 8.5. That means he'll have a really good career. I don't think he'll be a Hall of Famer because that would be a 10, but I think he will be a decent, solid catcher for a good amount of time if he stays healthy. This is if he has injury. This other thing is if he has injury issues and he has trouble hitting, I could see him going as low as a 5.5. But even that, I mean, that's like a Austin Hedges, Roberto Perez at worst. So I do think he could get up to like a great catcher level. Next question is, who is your favorite player on the Guardians? My favorite player on the Guardians is Shane Bieber. I know he's injured right now, which is sad, but I think we might trade him. Who knows? But he's just so fun to watch pitch because he's so much like me as a pitcher. I don't throw super hard, but I have really good accuracy and good movement on my pitches, just like he does. I'm not trying to compare myself to Shane Bieber or anything, but I would say that's how he pitches. He's mastered that, and in the long run, I think that would be the best pitching. He's the one I follow as far as pitching goes. So I just really like Shane Bieber because of that. Are you going to do a channel for the NFL season? So they're asking, some of my friends have been asking me about if I should do a football channel for football season. I do follow the NFL. I have been thinking about that. I don't know if you guys would want to do a whole nother channel for that, or if I should just do football content on this channel. I haven't really decided yet, but I will start thinking about it. I might also do an all sports channel, but right now I'm sticking to We Guard Cleveland. But those are things for the future that we can maybe think about. And I will think about doing football content if you guys would like that. Why do the Guardians use David Fry as a catcher? So David Fry is not a bad catcher. I know he had a pass ball to lose one game for us, but overall I feel like he's not a bad catcher. So he is a very good utility player. He can play left field, right field, third base, first base, and catcher. So not your traditional utility infielder, but he is solid all around, and he has put up good numbers offensively, and he is not bad defensively. So that is why I think they use him at catcher, because it's an advantage to have three good catchers. Is Jose Ramirez the best player on the Guardians? And yes, no doubt about it. I know I said I really like Bieber, but Jose is better than Bieber. Jose is just a great player all around, and Jose is just amazing, guys. So, for question number 20, who is going to be the power hitter for the Guardians after the trade deadline? So, we could trade for a power hitter, or we could bring up Oscar Gonzalez and see if he could be a power bat, but I think they should do that now. Bring up Oscar Gonzalez and send down Gabriel Arias. That's a roster move I think they should do now, just because he'll give him a chance to see if he could supply some power. And then if he could, we could keep him and not trade for a big power bat. Otherwise, at the deadline, I think we have to trade for some type of power bat. Maybe get rid of Josh Bell and Ahmed Rosario for a decent power hitter. Should the Guardians bring up Oscar Gonzalez from AAA? He's been doing decent down there. Yes, I do, like I kind of just said there. I think Oscar is a really good player and has tons of potential. If the Guardians bring him up, I think he will play good. I always like him. His walk-up song, he has the SpongeBob theme song as his walk-up song, so I think he must be a funny guy in the locker room, and he's a great hitter. Even though he struggles a little bit defensively, I still think he will be good enough to be in the major leagues for the Guardians and help us out. So for my last and final question is, can you guys please subscribe to me and tell your friends about this channel? If everyone, one of my viewers for this video tells a friend to subscribe to the channel or subscribes themselves if they're not already subscribed, we need to get up our subscribers. My goal is to reach 30. I'm trying to build this channel a little bit at a time. And yeah, so hope you like this video. Hope you like the questions and answer. I might do a live show with Q&A eventually where you guys can actually ask me questions in the chat. But we'll do that another day. But for now, Casey is out.